This hour of the Morning Rush is driven by Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale and online at rathmitsubishi.com. You're rolling with Rath on the Morning Rush.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
You got base.
Wow, you would expect something a little less between Dave Van Horn and Tony Vitello, but boy, it got heated there for a while. They're still barking at each other. And I wonder what stirred that up.
Probably poor timing on my choice, but brought up some off the field stuff. There really is not a big issue, so that's probably more I should say about it, but that's kind of what transpired.
You don't want to know about the game first? We'll go straight into that, huh? First off, Tony's a really good guy and he's a really good coach. You know, it could have been something that was going on during the game. Could be about recruiting. It could be about a lot of things. Probably pick one of all or all three. So that's between me and Tony.
It's the water screen, howling to the masses in the middle of the week. Douse all your troubles, what's burning to your core, shout it to the heavens until your throat is sore. What's your beef? Home steals your joy like a thief. What brought you grief? To find it for relief. Tell us your belief. Tell us what's your beef.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
I think everyone remembers that dust-up back in, 2021. Is it bad on my part? I kind of hope an incident like that happens again here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday with the Tennessee Volunteers coming to town this weekend. It's happened for Tennessee already a couple times this season. Players mostly. Vitello got tossed, I guess, a week and a half ago against Auburn at home. Is it bad on my part here at a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market? If you want to jump in here with Colt and myself, Tommy's still at Prairie Dunes. I guess that's a beef that he's getting to play golf right now, and we're sitting here, which is not a bad job. It's National Third Shift Workers Day and Night Shift Workers Day. Our job's not bad compared to a lot of people. So, again, for everyone that does stuff that actually matters and that keeps society up and running.
Thank you.
Whether it's our infrastructure, doctors, nurses, thank you for actually contributing to society, unlike me and Colton here this morning on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Hey, get them in. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open 877-377-6963. Our What's Your Beef Wednesday, always brought to you by our friends at Richard's Country Meat Market. I know a lot of you celebrated Mother's Day. Graduation for the U of A was this past weekend. Well, there's still high school graduation. There's still a lot of things that you can take advantage of with Richard's Country Meat Market. It's not just about celebrating mom, not just about celebrating the kids. It's about celebrating this summer. I mean, this is the perfect summer to stop by Richard's and get you that great steak, get the fresh kebabs, get the premium cuts of upper choice and prime beef. They've got the tender fillets, the juicy chicken breast, slow roasted prime rib. They've got it all. Plus their signature starters like the creamy artichoke dip, zesty guacamole, fresh made salsa, garlic scalloped potatoes, and more. So it could just be your family. It could be a full house. Doesn't matter. Richard's Country Meat Market can take care of you. Located in Fayetteville, just one block east of College and Rolling Hills Drive at 3042 North Market Avenue and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. B with the text already this morning saying, Tennessee? Oh, you mean 17 Tennessee. Woo! Pigs. Text from Gavin in Fayetteville. My beef, once again, is the weather. It's entirely too hot for 9 a.m. and there's no breeze.
Good beef, Gavin. Good beef.
Pray for us who work outdoors. Yes, Gavin. I know a lot of you who are outdoors this week. It's been hotter. It's definitely turning. The natural state is turning, and hopefully we get a little cooler weather, a little reprieve, I should say, before it starts getting hot. Especially for those of you that are working outdoors. I remember, Cold, when I did landscaping my freshman college summer, it was a great way to figure out that I wasn't cut out for this.
You didn't want to do landscaping forever,
the rest of my life. I remember my dad vividly telling me this one of those mornings or afternoons, like, well, you figured out you don't want to do that for the rest of your life. And I was like, you know what, Dad, that's one of the It's one of the smartest things you've ever said to me.
He got you out there cutting the French drain, and you said, no, thank you, never again.
He's taught me a lot over the years, and that was definitely one. Well, we found out Boogie Flan is withdrawing his name from the NBA draft. This is big news in the college basketball, not just here in Fayetteville and across the natural state, but across college basketball. We're going to get a chance to talk with Matt Zimmerman, who is currently on the bus for the Razorback Roadshow. So we'll chat with him coming up in just one bit here in our opening drive. But according to 24/7 Sports, Boogie is the 5th best player in the transfer portal right now. Now, there has been a report already out there from Eric Fawcett of GatorsCountry.com that Florida would be a key player in this. A lot of people are making connections, including Jeff Goodman of Field of 68, that Mike Miller's Florida connection, former Florida Gator, who's currently Boogie's agent, kind of might be something there. We'll have to actually wait and see if that's the case. But I am curious, like a lot of people, where Boogie lands. Now, John Calipari had some really positive things to say about Boogie Flan on social media. I don't know if there's a chance for him to come back. We'll see. That is a topic we'll ask Z amongst other things as we get into our opening drive this morning.
We've got a special guest with us today, and he's been on with us a few times before. It's always an honor to get to sit down with our head basketball coach, John Calipari.
Here in Memphis today and Little Rock the next few days.
Tomorrow,
Then I got to do some recruiting and make sure we close everything out. And then I got to take a few days.
Catch your breath.
We're doing our camps and we're doing the satellite camps. I want to get involved in the communities around our state.
This is the opening drive.
Coach, you had a chance to sit down with John Calipari yesterday, and we're going to talk about that. I want to make sure I've got everything about you right, Z. Basketball analyst, co-host the Razorback Daily with Quinn, renowned Madden player, which is there Madden on the bus currently, where you guys are at?
No, you know what? I'm surprised these kids, because we got band and cheer, spirit squads on here. I've seen some of them playing on their phone. I hadn't seen any big setups like back in the day in the COVID, we had that big RV that we had all them video games on, but nothing like that on this bus.
Okay, I was curious about that if you've had a chance to play any of that with that. Well, Z, I do want to ask you initially about your conversation with John Calipari yesterday. I know being in Memphis, the question Eastern Arkansas and Memphian Razorback fans always have is, hey, are you going to play the Tigers? He addressed that a little bit yesterday. What did he say?
Yeah, he did. Got to visit with him twice. We had him on the Razorback Daily, and then, of course, sat with him there in front of, 250 or however many people were there last night at the rally. And we do take questions at the end of these rallies, at the last part. And so he was up there, and we took questions from the audience. And one of them was a guy, he had a Razorback shirt on, kind of says he likes to keep up with, he lives in Memphis, keeps up with the Tigers. But we're going to play, and he wanted to play. Coach said immediately, it may be an exhibition game here coming up with Memphis. Maybe this year, it may be down the line. He didn't say anything about playing a home-and-home series with them. And so, we'll see on that. So far we hadn't done a lot of home-and-homes. We've done the challenge, and that allowed us to have the home game with Miami. But he's not done any home-and-home series yet, so it'll be interesting to see if he does end up playing Memphis. I know he was excited to be back in Memphis. And we didn't, we stayed here on the road show. We stayed in West Memphis last night, but the event was in Memphis, right off of downtown, right, not far from the river. And it was good to take him back there. He wanted to get back there, and I think he really enjoyed it. Sometimes he'll talk, and he does a really good job with it. Then he's got to go, and he made sure to stay last night. And I bet he stayed out there. He got off the stage. We were on a tall stage. He went out in front of the stage, and while we were doing the raffle and doing some stuff, he sat out there and talked to folks. We finished that up, and he stayed probably another 30 minutes. I bet he was taking pictures and talking to people, and a lot of them were people he knew from Memphis for 45 minutes after he walked off the stage. I love that.
And that's something Arkansas fans I know would really get a chance to enjoy. I know there's some Memphis fans that are probably happy to hear from their former head coach as well, Z. So that was we're 2 days into this Razorback Roadshow. What's on the docket? What's on the agenda? Where are you going the next 2 days for fans that don't know?
Yeah, thanks for asking us. This is the 7th year we've done this. Hunter did this, and we still have the Razorback clubs, but we're kind of been doing this instead of running the coaches to, trying to go to 30 Razorback clubs, and we have two big rallies a day. But like yesterday, we stopped in Bald Knob at the Bulldog restaurant we stop at every year. We make
Did you get shortcake
like that.
Z?
Oh, I had the shortcake. It was outstanding. Tara Talmadge got me some of the shortcake because matter of fact, I was on the buzz. I'm on there on 210 on Tuesdays. So I was in the middle of an interview, but she got me some, and I got done with that. Man, I ate it up. It was delicious. But we left West Memphis on our way to Stuttgart. We'll have a rally there. Hopefully, we'll have a great crowd, and then we'll head on to Little Rock. Last year in Little Rock, we had about 500 people. I don't know if we'll have that many this year, but we'll have a bunch, and so we're looking forward to getting to Little Rock, and that's always it. Coach Cal's coming back. He's not on the bus with us. The school plane flies 4 times on this trip. So Monday they went to Batesville. We had Coach Pittman. Coach Pittman was tremendous. We had 310 people in Batesville, and that was awesome. And then Coach Pittman will be back with us tomorrow. He's going to end up being on 4 of the 8 stops. And Cal, I think, is going to end up on a couple of them. But it's great to have those head coaches. We've had Kelsey Music. We've been bringing her to all of them. She won't be in Stuttgart today, but we've been bringing her everywhere else, and that's been good.
I do want to ask you about football coming up, and we'll do that in just a second.
Yeah.
And Matt Zimmerman with us, basketball analyst for Arkansas Basketball, Ridgeback Daily co-host. I got to ask you about Boogie, though, because the news broke yesterday, Z, about him withdrawing. What are your thoughts? Is there any way he could wind up still coming back here to Fayetteville?
Yeah, absolutely there is, and no surprise really at the withdrawal. I thought it might be a week from now. I thought he would go, be the rest of the combine, maybe get some more feedback, maybe get to visit with some teams. So I thought maybe it'd be a week to 2 weeks before he would withdraw, but sometime before Memorial Day, because that's when college basketball players go with their teammates to college. As Memorial Day weekend, college football, college basketball. So I was surprised that he did it so quick. I don't think he was getting the great evaluation that he was wanting. And you think back to October, November, December, January before he got hurt against Florida, there was a lot of talk of him being a first rounder. There was people saying, could he be a lottery pick? Well, that didn't work out mainly because of the injury. And so, his measurables, 6'2", barefooted. He's obviously not the biggest guy, but he's such a good player. I wish he'd have just came back here and been said done. But a lot of guys, it's not a bad decision for them to just go ahead and throw their name in the portal. It gives them more options, especially in this era of pay. And so he'll be able to negotiate. He's got an agent, and they'll be able to basically figure out what they want to do. Now, number one, the fit needs to be what's best for him. And I think that's Arkansas, because we know him and the coaches know him, and they put a lot of time with him. So hopefully he'll end back up here. But, you look like it's some of the other guys that go in, like Adu, he went in, he's got an agent. But Adu, if he came back, he would have to come back to us. He didn't go in the portal. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really interesting watching these guys and what they do. I kind of grimaced back in April when Boogie put his name in the portal, just because I just didn't think. I figured he would be in college next year. After the injury, I felt he would definitely be back playing college basketball, and he may still play for the Razorbacks. But when you go in the portal, it just opens up a lot of options for him.
So Adu and Carter, 2 guys that are still currently in this process, have a chance to come back. Adu, we know, a little earlier. Carter just played his freshman year. Have they communicated to you guys? Has there been any updates on their current situation?
No, I think they have. I think they've obviously stayed in touch with Coach Calipari and some of the assistants that each one of them may deal with, separately or individually. But I do think they're staying in contact with our staff. Again, Carter's another guy. I mean, I feel 90% sure he's going to be back playing for the Razorbacks. But Carter's family, he's got a brother in the NBA, and he was one you just didn't really like putting his name in either, because a little bit different than Boogie. You felt like he could really get some feedback that might tell him, hey, I can go ahead and go. And it only takes one team to fall in love with you. I think for Boogie, there was a lot of teams that liked him, but a lot of them thought, you need to go back. You got to get a little bit, try to gain a little bit more strength, work on finishing a little tougher at the basket and doing some things. Carter's got a lot of ability. He's got a lot of potential. And I just hope there's not too many NBA teams seeing that. He's like a size 17 shoe, and he's this big, strong, big shoulders, and these big legs and strong. And he's got a game that could really do well in the NBA. So hopefully he'll be back. But I know he's been in contact with the coaches because they have to stay in contact with him and his family. Number one, making sure we got something for him, and that the deal is good enough to get him back here. And then number two, you also have to plan for the rest of your roster. And so, if you think deep down we're not going to get player A back, player B back, but we might get back player C, that impacts your recruiting, and the recruiting is not over.
Coach Matt Zimmerman with us, Razorback basketball analyst, co-host of the Razorback Daily. You mentioned roster, Z. I'm going to guess that's been one of the talking points for Sam Pittman in the first couple days and here in the next days. I mean, you got a lot of new faces, especially in the wide receiver room. What's Coach been talking about? What's he been talking about this offseason that you've listened to?
Well, he's been really good. In Bentonville on Monday at lunch, we had Kelsey, Jordan Weaver, him there. So he just talked very in general terms, but you could tell the excitement that he had, and he was really excited about all the staff being back. We lost one assistant from the NFL. We replaced him, and that's it. All the other staff, all the support staff, people that are all back. That says a lot about Coach Pittman, and it says a lot about those people being at the University of Arkansas. And he really hit that hard on Monday at lunch, but then Monday night in Batesville in front of those 310 people. He went in depth about football and how excited he was about Taylon Green being back with Bobby Petrino year 2. He thought that would be a lot better. He likes the offensive line. He pumped that up. Although, of course, Fernando is the guy that he really loves to talk about, this high energy, big personality, the leadership aspect that Fernando Carmona brings back. But he talked about some of the other guys, and we've recruited good players in the offensive line. He said the offensive line is going to be a strength for the team. And then he said, still just figuring everything out at wide receiver. He's got a running back that he really, really loves. And he's talked about those guys, and so it'll be interesting. We're going to get him 2 more times tomorrow, Hot Springs, and then we will get him in in Conway to finish the road tour on Thursday. So he'll talk a lot of football again, but he had a good energy. It was that great sense of humor that he brings out, where he's kind of getting on himself a little bit and all that. It was really, really good, and he tried to convince everybody he was about the same age as Kelsey Music and all that, but he had his personality out big time in Batesville, and I think those people were excited about it. He talked a lot about, attacking this schedule because it is a hard schedule. He was kind of looking out the corner of his eye at Hunter, and mainly, but the league, there's nothing Hunter can do about the league, but of course the Notre Dames, and of course you got Arkansas State. We've got a very good schedule. We've got a good home schedule with Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Buy those tickets up and let's sell that building out, that stadium out. But he's got a lot of excitement about it. He really does. I think he's ready to have a great summer with football.
Zia, you mentioned Taylon Green there. He's one of the few returning quarterbacks in this league. We had Andrew Armstrong on a couple weeks ago before the draft, and he cited Bobby Petrino's offenses in year 2. I know the stat that's been put out before, Arkansas had a top 10 total offense last year, but if you look at the SEC games, it wasn't. And when you break it down, it wasn't that. I mean, what should fans expect from Taylon and Petrino, in your opinion, in year number 2?
Well, I think that's where they want the numbers to go up, is in the league games. You can really inflate some stats. A lot of teams do against, a UAPB or some of the people you play non-conference. But I think in the league, they're very determined to have a better offense. And he's convinced that Coach Pittman is very convinced that it's going to be a lot better offense with Coach Petrino back in year number 2. The continuity, the things he can do, teaching how he wants it to be done, and really the plays. And of course, we're going to have some new players, obviously a lot of new wide receivers. And, it's a deal that you can tell that he has felt like they had a good spring. And he's also talking about how important this summer. They can do more in the summers than they've ever done. And he's talking about, hey, we've got to have a good summer when they're working with their individual skill coaches, getting to do the stuff they can do. We have to have a very good summer. That way, when we roll into August, we're ready to go. So, but he really brags on Taylon, of course, and y'all have heard him and y'all have interviewed him and things. He loves Taylon Green, and he brought that up in Batesville that, there's a lot of people in our league that lost a lot of players, especially at quarterback, and he thinks that's going to bode well for the Razorback.
All right, last thing, have you bought a raffle ticket yet?
I have not. You know what, Ty? I would, but they've been telling us it's been in the works, for probably 6 weeks. And down at the foundation, which is kind of running a lot of this, Billy Beat the Toe and the crew at the foundation, immediately they said, you guys can't win.
Can't buy.
And you can't buy, you can't win. And they were going through all the rules of that and making sure it was all right. And I was like, well, what if it's just somebody that has a different last name than me, like a first cousin or something like that? But no, immediate family and ourselves, we can't win. Spouses can't win. You know, my mom can't win, things like that. So, but the raffle is going to bring a lot of revenue. You can already see it. The people that are pouring their money into it, and half of that's going to stay with the Arkansas Razorbacks, and half of it's going to go to a very, very, very happy Razorback fan.
See, we'll leave it there. Tell your mom I said hi, and we'll do it again as we get closer to football season.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Enjoy being on you. We're on this bus. We're rolling on to Forest City, Arkansas, and hopefully we'll see some more folks out on this road the next 2 days.
You waving to people as they pass by, and they're waving at you?
Oh, yeah. They look. Some people honk. Some of them honk. We got the bus is all wrapped in Razorback stuff. People drive by and honk. Where's Tommy Kraft? Did you get rid
Tommy's
of Tommy?
golfing. Z, he's golf. I know you were golf. I texted you a week or so ago. He's at Prairie Dunes in Hutchinson, Kansas.
That's right.
Coach Pittman's old stomping grounds.
That's right. I knew he was going on a golf trip. I saw him at a baseball game in Fayetteville the other day, maybe one of the Texas games. He was telling me about his golf coming up. That's awesome.
Well, hopefully he shoots under 100 light. He wasn't too confident at that. Z, good stuff, man. See ya.
Thank you, Ty. Appreciate it.
Again, Matt Zimmerman, Razorback basketball analyst and co-host of the Razorback Daily. Went to St. Maum's High School. Have known Z a long time. Love his family. All right, we're brought to you this morning by the Fence Man. Sean and his team taking care of everything you need. 479-782-3936. They've served the River Valley for over 40 years. Residential, commercial, they can do it all. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. We'll jump into some more Arkansas news in your Hog Update next.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
TEXASS. This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Give it up!
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. 107 down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, woo big Dewey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Yeah, he was huge. He's been huge in the series, but getting to him earlier in both the third and fourth and keeping everybody fresh for Jokic was a huge point of emphasis. So, but he stepped up. I mean, Jalen is a unbelievable competitor. He made big time plays. He had a great pass to Chet there down the stretch. Played great D on Jokic.
That's Oklahoma City Thunder head coach Mark Dagnall talking about former Razorback, former Northside Grizzly, and current Oklahoma City Thunder center Jalen Williams, who was a part of a Game 5 win where the Thunder were down big and ended up coming back 112 to 105 last night in the Paycom Center.
Big dub.
We're pumped about that. Jalen's done a great job. Now, I know Jokic had an unbelievable game last night. He was started guard, he had like 44, but he's been a big part of just making it as difficult as possible on one of the best players, if not the best player in the NBA. So we got the Tennessee Volunteers in town this weekend. Already kind of hoping there's a beef between Coach Vitello and Coach Van Horn here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. I tell you what's not a beef for any of you Razorback fans listening is the reemergence of Parker Coyle, who's been injured. And he talked after Game 3, just kind of what it's like to be back in the pitching rotation.
Really, I was just really excited to be able to play ball again. I got family from here, so it meant a lot to me to be able to come out and really just compete and just get to play ball again. It sucks going down, trying to deal with an injury during season. A lot of respect to the coaching staff and this team for staying with me, really believing in me, and just testament to the work I've been putting in. It's been a long time coming, but it feels good to be back. It's always great to win on Sunday, and kind of carry this momentum into next week and keep things rolling against Tennessee.
Hopefully that happens this weekend. He hadn't played these guys, I guess, at home since 2021 when that back and forth happened. You played them a few other times, I think, since then. Maybe I know in the SEC tournament, but you'd like to get this series and close out this weekend. Here's the interesting part of the national seed conversation, Colton. D1 baseball currently has Arkansas as the number 3 national seed. Make it make sense since they have Arkansas ranked as number 8. I know body of work, recency bias, a whole thing, but they've got 6 SEC teams as national seeds as of yesterday with their projected rankings.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with that RPI that Tommy was talking about yesterday. The top of that RPI is just littered with SEC teams, and it's literally just SEC teams at the top because of how difficult the conference has been. So for them to kind of pull a 3rd seed national, kind of where they're sitting right now, would be good. It'd be in a good spot for you. I think that means that D1 baseball has said that means that you're not going to lose this series against Tennessee, and that you probably at least win one game in Hoover. I'm sure that's what they're basing that off of. I wouldn't imagine they would base that off of worst case scenario. So you do have to go take care of business this weekend against a really good Tennessee team. But Ty, I don't think that you're wrong for wishing there's a little bit of a beef, maybe a little dust up. Look, I think that our ball club, obviously, we are professionals. We carry ourselves with class. We are the complete antithesis of what Tennessee baseball is, and the look at me TikTok home runs and the fur coats and daddy garbage they did last year. It's so stupid. And so hopefully the clash of those cultures reaches a boiling point sometime Game 2, Game 3 when we're kicking their butt.
Text from Tyler and Winslow. F.U. Tony here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Caleb and Painburn brings up that we swept them 2 years ago. Ryan in Prairie Grove says, do it again. LOL. So some good text in regards to that. Other news in your Hog update. We'll ask Richard Davenport about this in 30 minutes. Jace Brown, same high school as Madden Aliaba, was released from a scholarship. Christina Lawton of Whole Hog Sports had that. I'm assuming they're a package deal. I think it's okay for me to assume that. And now going to UCLA, just a guess. I think it's an educated one. Last thing also, Boogie Flan, talked with Z about it earlier. If you missed it, it'll be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Withdrawing from the NBA draft process. Mike Miller's his agent. Mike Miller, former Florida Gator. Just kind of curious what it's. And he actually was Penny's assistant at Memphis for a little bit. Curious what happens with that moving forward. If Boogie ends up coming back to Fayetteville, or if he moves on to another school, particularly in the Southeastern Conference. That is your Hog Update here on this What's Your Beef Wednesday. Hog Update always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Colton, JT in Hot Springs texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying, when are you changing the opening of the Morning Rush to your host, Ty Richardson and Colton Little?
That's a fumble, Tommy!
I just want Tommy here. That's all. I mean, I like Kevin Kelly.
That's a fumble, Tommy!
I just wanted to be able to criticize his officiating, but he just wants to golf all week. Now, I'll say this. I've already scheduled a tee time next week in Birmingham. So I don't blame him one bit for getting to play one of the nicest golf courses in the world. He's been excited about this for quite some time.
I'm just waiting for the day that both of you schedule a tee time on the same morning, and I just have to do it by myself, and no one tells me about it. Which I don't mind. I'm ready for that challenge. But it's summer. You guys deserve a little time to get out there and golf. That's why I work so hard, so y'all can golf.
Football, yeah, that's the reason. We at least try to put on the face that we work hard. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes that's not. Hey, we're brought to you by Valley Family Dental. They used to be Riley Farm Dental. They're at the entrance of Riley Farms. They provide all types of dental care, procedures for you and your family, general dentistry, braces, implants, cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and Dr. Blaine Van Nuys. They give their patients better lives with a better smile. More confident and comfortable every time. Visit Valley Family Dental at 5901 Riley Farm Drive, Suite A at the entrance of Riley Farm. They're offering same-day crowns right now. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Let them know you heard it on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard at Valley Family Dental. When we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. It's involving Star Wars. On this day, George Lucas was born in 1944. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? For some of you a little younger, maybe a show, but we'll jump into that as we continue on What's Your Beef Wednesday.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. The Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Into the front court, Zero with a flush.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at precisiondoornwa.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Attention business owners, are you overpaying for your website, dropping thousands up front and shelling out more than $95 a month? Stop the madness! With Modular Orange, you get a custom-built, fully managed website for just $95 a month. No hidden fees, no headaches. They write it, build it, launch it, update it, and secure it so you can focus on your business. Ditch the overpriced hassle and go simple. Visit modularorange.com today. That's modularorange.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I am the Father.
No, Mrs. Steph. Mr. Cochata Binks.
Time for the CarPath Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Check out Nate and Kristen's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com. CarPath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
So I was actually talking to Nate and Christian last night. They've got a big one-year celebration coming up here in June. We'll be telling more details about it here in the next few weeks. But easy question. George Lucas's birthday, born on this day in 1944. Best Star Wars movie, TV show. You can give me a scene from a show, for a certain movie if you want to. I'm partial to Return of the Jedi, number 6. I think the 3 latest movies were garbage, to be honest. Now, I'll say this. A few of the shows and like the, was it 3.5 is not bad. Like the 3.5 movie, I'm forgetting what it's called, not bad. A few of the, but the like 7, 8, and 9 were awful. Terrible. 6 to me, I liked The Phantom Menace as a kid, but I think a lot of people would say the last 3. It's weird because they came out in the 70s and 70s and 80s.
77 was the first
It was 4, 5, and 6. The original Star Wars, according to Hogwild and Van Buren, emphatically here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline is the best one. Colton, what is the best Star Wars movie or show is our Morning Rush Daily Question.
I'm in your camp too. I think Return of the Jedi is probably my favorite. I think, how it starts off with a bang with, going up to Jabba's palace and everything like that. And of course, Princess Leia in the golden bikini was in the 80s, I'm sure, was a formidable moment in many young men's lives. So I can see why many people would choose that one. It's also just one of the funniest ones. It has the big song and dance routine in there.
That poster, by the way.
What? And I wasn't a huge Star Wars fan. Like, it's obviously a little bit before my time, but I do remember the Return of the Jedi being one of the best, one of my favorite of that original trilogy. So that's my personal answer. But to your point, the prequels, garbage, and then the ones they made recently were even worse, which was impossible to do, but they did it.
Rogue One, according to Tyler Winslow,
Winslow
was pretty decent. That's the one I was talking about, Tyler. I just couldn't remember what it was called. Ryan in Prairie Grove says he has never seen any one episode or Star Wars anything in his life. He apologizes.
That's a point of pride for him.
Sorry.
I'm sure.
Ryan, I want to get to another one of your texts in just a sec. But that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Again, Christian Nate got something cooked up in the middle of June for their one-year party. We'll be telling you more about that. They've always got over 1,000 courses that you can play at Cart Pass Social, cartpasssocial.com, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622. Go online or book a reservation today by calling them. It is always BYOB at Cart Path Social. Now, the other text I wanted to address, Ryan, it's this text about calling the Tennessee show live, which I did a couple years ago after Arkansas swept them. I think it was a Monday, and it was pretty entertaining. Called Tennessee radio show. It's a one-party consent state, so what that means, I think most of you know, but if you call a place or call a state and they're a resident in that state, and you can record them because I know about it. Certain states are two parties, so it's legal, it's all in the up and up. But he wants me to call them back and start messing about Tony Vitello. Well, here's the deal. Tennessee has a national championship. Like, it was funny when he was like, there were new kids on the block and Arkansas beat him and everything on that. But like, it's the same thing I get into with about Ole Miss. It's the same thing I get into about with Mississippi State, who has a lot of, I think 11 College World Series appearances. LSU's just in a different class than you are. They've got 7 national championships. Alex Box is awesome, just like Baum Walker, but that's just a different baseball program. It's the cream of the crop. It's the best job in baseball, just like the football one. But they have something that you want. I don't know if you necessarily need it. You can debate that. But it's the only, I don't know, because I hadn't been to the training facility, the baseball offices in a while, but I don't know if there's just like it's like, I don't think they do something like Texas A&M. Remember when Jimbo Fisher got hired and they built like a championship place for that?
Yeah.
But everyone in that building, everyone in the athletics department,
they have a spot in the case for it. Yeah.
It's like, it's just, it's so aggravating because of any coach in this league that still hasn't won one. You feel like that yours deserves it the most, with being here since 2003, playing here, having the respect of his peers. It just hasn't happened. And that's why it's really hard for me to make fun of Ole Miss or Tennessee, because they have one. They don't have the long-standing tradition as much. They don't have the track record since 2018, 2017, whatever it is. But they have the one thing that you covet and want more than anything as an Arkansas baseball fan. And hopefully that changes after this year. We'll see if Arkansas is indeed that national seed like D1 Baseball projects, and hopefully gets that national championship. Still more text on the Star Wars question. Caleb and Fanbirds citing The Mandalorian and Andor, the TV shows that are awesome. My roommates have watched that. And they've also said
The Mandalorian was good, and then Gustavo Fring was the villain, and I can't picture him as anything else. So it just kind of ruined that.
Seth in Fort Smith also agrees about The Mandalorian. Kevin likes The Empire Strikes Back, which is a good one, and the Rogue One. It was good to set up for A New Hope. He also enjoyed Revenge of the Sith. It was hard for Revenge of the Sith. That came out, early 2000s, to tie together episodes 2 and 4. That was just like an impossible task for whoever directed that film, I felt like, back in the day. But whatever. That's just a hard thing. Hey, I wanted to ask you, Colton. So the NFL came out with the international game, and I know your Dolphins are a part of it. Ireland, Spain, London, Germany. Apparently Kansas State is playing Iowa State, week 0 game in Dublin. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be a good
for
game.
an Arkansas experience, selfishly. But at the same time, I'll always go back, because you got to think about the season ticket holders, which is some of you listening right now, and that would potentially lose you a game. So I have to circle back on that. But do you like those? I mean, we know Dallas and Eagles are playing Sunday Night Football. Do you like these NFL
cool.
games
I think
overseas?
they're interesting. They definitely give the chance for the game to be expanded to obviously a wider audience, which is what the NFL is all about. They have massive television numbers that, we have millions of people tuning in to watch college football every Saturday. Well, the NFL dwarfs those numbers every Sunday. So, for them to appeal to a bigger audience obviously is a part of their master plan. I don't mind it when the games are still on pretty much the linear times that we're all used to. When they get into different times and they're being played at different times, I'm not really a huge fan of that. And as for Miami going over there to play, look, they're shipping the worst teams that have no chance to do anything over there to get. Well, not really. Teams that have a good logo that people recognize with pretty colors. That's really all it is. Not much to be excited about down there in Miami. Same sorry team.
Well, one of the teams that will have a chance once again to win the Super Bowl is the Kansas City Chiefs, which was the Super Bowl runner-up this past season. And I'm not saying I might be missing this clip, Colton. I was going to play the Chiefsaholic clip if you could
I think that's still on there. Let me see.
Okay, if you could find that for me. But for those that maybe missed this story, as we continue on the NFL a little bit here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. If you want to jump in here with your beef this morning, here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, you can do so at 877-377-6963. So the story of the super fan that's been out there, Chiefsaholic, as they call him. He's 32 years in prison for the armed bank robbery. 32 years, which is just absolutely crazy to me.
Any chance for parole on that, or just he's doing a hard time?
I didn't necessarily get into the nitty-gritty details, but just to wear the same mask to the football games that you attend, and that you've kind of become a staple of that franchise, and to use that same mask to rob banks doesn't. Now, I've never contemplated robbing a bank or, quite honest, doing anything illegal outside of maybe drinking underage. I'll admit to that, but that's just it's.
And you didn't even contemplate that; you did it.
Yeah, that's the other. Not. What's the raise? I am not.
Don't purport. He's not purporting.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's something I made a mistake on. But I just understand that. I don't get it. In that situation, that setup. Other news, we'll get to that coming up. Pete Rose, potentially Hall of Famer.
7 months after his death, Pete Rose is off baseball's ineligible list. Now he's eligible for the Hall of Fame. Commissioner Rob Manfred lifted the permanent ban on the all-time hit king, imposed in 1989, when Major League Baseball found that the Cincinnati Reds legend had bet on his sport and his own games.
Colton, any thoughts on this? I didn't get a chance to listen to Phil discuss this yesterday. I kind of want Phil's opinion on this, but any thoughts on Pete Rose?
I think it's probably time. The MLB and everybody else that has any issue with sports betting and things like that, I think it's very, very ironic that you have your commentators that are commentating the game mention the betting lines during the game. During that time in Pete Rose's day, that would have landed that commentator in Radio Siberia. They would not have been allowed to, because it was all hush-hush back then. You didn't do those things. That kind of stuff didn't happen. And now it's as common as we talk about it here every day almost. And so it's more commonplace now. I think that it's probably appropriate for it. I think it's rather unfortunate that it happened so recently after his passing, but at the end of the day, Pete Rose is a fantastic baseball player. What he did, what he bet on himself to win, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't think that you can take away what he was able to do on those base paths and while hitting when he had the bat in his hands.
Well, it's a beef for some of you that he was kept out until after his death, and I don't know what writers are going to do when it comes to voting. I think that's a beef of mine here on this What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. I know a lot of you celebrated Mother's Day, graduation weekend. Some still have graduation. Think of Richard's gourmet burgers, sausages, fresh kebabs, and premium cuts of upper choice and prime beef when it comes to graduation, this summer, cookouts. They've got it all. The sides as well. Don't forget about those. Mac and cheese, green bean casserole, even dessert, sweet apple pie. They've got it all at Richard's Country Meat Market, 1 block east of College and Rolling Hill Drives at 3042 North Market at Fayetteville, and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. I think one of the beefs I have here this morning is that nerds, and I'm like a half nerd. Like, I played sports sparingly in high school. Obviously, I'm on radio now. So but you've got a lot of these guys that didn't even play high school sports growing up, that are deciding the fate of players not just alive but dead, and whether they belong or not in the Hall of Fame, maybe based on just how those players treated them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beef of mine here on this What's Your Beef Wednesday. And not all broadcasters, not all writers, not all TV people are nerds, but in some cases, I feel like that select group, that select core.
And to your point, not all of them can put their bias aside and vote for the right person.
I'll tell you who's not a nerd. It's our buddy Buzz Sawyer over at Sawyer Sunrooms. I see Buzz in the gym. He's a great broadcaster for the Northside Grizzlies and the Northside Lady Bears. And Sawyer's has been in business since 1990. Serves the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows as well. 100% financing available. No job is too small or too large at Sawyer's Sunrooms. Go to Sawyers-sunrooms.com. That's Sawyers-sunrooms.com. We'll talk with our buddy Richard Davenport when we return.
Pack Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
This is the Morning Rush.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, Ping G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Forest Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Forest Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at GoForestGrid.com. That's GoForestGrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at GoForestGrid.com. Forest Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey guys, it's Ethan here at Wheeler Power Sports, and we invite you to join us for our 58th anniversary Kawasaki Open House, May 16th and 17th at Wheeler Power Sports, featuring demo rides on many Kawasaki street bikes, including the Ninja 7 Hybrid, the Ninja 500, the Ninja 650, the Vulcan S, KLR 650, and the Eliminator. Mark your calendars for May 16th and 17th at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. You know Thursday is my personal favorite night. We're here every Thursday. Bucket special, hard to beat.
You gotta love the bucket special. I mean, you come in, you can get 5 domestic bottles in a bucket for $15, and then you get to hang out at Papa's. It's a great deal.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon, upper 80s to lower 90s. Tonight, partly cloudy, and overnight low will drop down upper 60s to lower 70s. Plenty of sunshine with us on Thursday, a high into the lower 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to the Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
I will give you a Ty tidbit this morning.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light. Please drink responsibly.
You got beef?
Wow, you would expect something a little less between Dave Van Horn and Tony Vitello, but boy, it got heated there for a while. They're still barking at each other, and I wonder what stirred that up.
Probably poor timing on my choice, but brought up some off-the-field stuff. It really is not a big issue, so that's probably more I should say about it, but that's kind of what transpired.
You don't want to know about the game first? We'll go straight into that, huh? First off, Tony's a really good guy and he's a really good coach. You know, it could have been something that was going on during the game. Could be about recruiting. Could be about a lot of things. Probably pick one of all or all three. So that's between me and Tony.
It's the water screen, howling to the masses in the middle of the week. Douse all your troubles, what's burning to your core, shout it to the heavens until your throat is sore. What's your beef? Hold still to joy like a thief. What brought you grief? To fight it for relief. Tell us your belief. Tell us what's your beef.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Or JT in Hot Springs mine. Ty Richardson and Colton Level. Listen, let's not beef too much with Tommy, who's enjoying one of the best golf courses in the world at Prairie Dunes right now in Hutchinson, Kansas. But I have a little bit of a beef that I'm not out there with him shooting a 130 this morning. Hey, glad you're here. It's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. Richard Davenport to join us in 4 or 5 minutes. Want to get his thoughts on the Boogie Flan stuff. If you haven't heard, Boogie Flan has withdrawn from the withdrawn, not the transfer portal, from the NBA draft process. We'll talk a little more about that if time goes on here in the next hour or so. Richard's Country Meat Market. I know a lot of you have had events, you've had parties, and Richard's has been a part of those because it just makes it better. You want to make sure not just the celebration, whoever you're celebrating is good, whether it was mom, kids' graduation, college-wise, but you want to make sure the food's good as well. Well, Richard's Country Meat Market takes care of you. They've got tender fillets, juicy chicken breast, awesome mouth-watering sides, signature starters. It is an awesome place, and it's right here in the heart of Fayetteville. So you might be just feeding a few or a full house. Make it easy with Richard's Country Meat Market, located 1 block east of College and Rolling Hills Drive at 3042 North Market Avenue, and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. So a few of the beefs I jotted down this morning. Maybe I shouldn't have this, but I saw Brett Bielema got a 6-year contract, and it just this is probably not the approach or take I should have for a former Arkansas coach, that it didn't work out here. But I just hate that he killed it at Wisconsin. He's doing a good job at Illinois, and I hate that it just didn't work out here in Arkansas. I feel the same way about Sam Pittman. I hate that the last 3 years have been 6-6, 4-8, 6-6. I think all of us want more 9-4 type of seasons like he had in 2021. Maybe that's not a proper beef. When I saw that headline, I wasn't happy. I was just kind of irritated, I guess. Another beef this morning. emails. I don't know about you, but I like my emails that I receive to go to my inbox. Not my junk, not my spam folder, not my social, not my programming, my inbox. And yet, continuously, every single day, whether it's our work email or my Gmail that I use and I like better, they always wind up in different places. Or my trash. Sometimes emails that I haven't read will just be in the trash, Colton. And that's a beef here on this What's Your Beef Wednesday.
See what you mean with the email thing. I like to keep my emails as organized as possible. I do have them in separate
You're
folders.
more anal than I am.
And just because of the fact that I don't have a whole lot of storage, because I have thousands and thousands and thousands of Google Docs and photos I've yet to delete from a long time ago. So I don't have a lot of storage. So I had to be very, very finicky with those emails and keep the ones that are important, the ones I want to save, the ones that have good information. So I feel your beef with that. And, I've got a beef this morning too, and it's about some of the things. It's kind of with what you said yesterday, honestly. Your biggest issue going into the season next season was with the wide receivers, and mine is with Taylor Green. I think he has to improve, and I know that you're really high on him, and as am I as a person, but he threw 4 touchdown passes last season against teams with winning records in Division I. I know the offensive line wasn't great, but in the Bobby Petrino offense that we all want to herald, he's got to get a lot better moving forward at moving the ball down the field, and I think with an improved offensive line this year, he can hopefully do that, but some of the blame for last season's struggles, turning the ball over and not converting first downs and winning football games, it goes more on his shoulders than it does for the guys blocking for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Just to bridge off what you're talking about with Arkansas football, how are you feeling about football this year? Would you bet on them to go over 5.5? Would you bet on them to beat Texas like I might later? Well, you can do that on the Bet Saracen app. It's Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. You can bet on the NBA playoffs. We can bet on Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe, and the Oklahoma City Thunder closing it out in Denver in Game 6. You can bet on the Indiana Pacers potentially beating Colton's New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, unless Boston somehow comes back with Jason-less Tatum. Boston Celtics teams come back to beat his Knicks. You can do all of it on the Bet Saracen app. Of course, we were talking about the NFL earlier. NFL season be here in 100-plus days. I think 108 days out from Razorback football, and you'll hear this shortly.
The Bud Light Countdown is on.
I know people like hearing that. So, again, it's all on the Bet Saracen app. Find it in the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you want to bet on not just Arkansas-related events, but any sporting event possible.
Do you know what the preservation room is for?
Delicious jams and jellies? No. Richard Davenport on the Morning Rush is brought to you by House of Webster. From the heart of Arkansas, House of Webster delivers top-tier jams, jellies, and sauces with a flavor you can't find anywhere else.
I'm betting, and I'm guessing, that Richard Davenport is going to give us some good stuff this morning, as usual. RD, have you bought a raffle ticket yet? Be honest, man. At RazorbackRaffle.com, you bought one yet?
No, I'm not a lottery guy. I'm not a raffle guy. No.
All right. Well, I need you to do something for me. I need you to predict the future, if you could. Where's Boogie Flan going to wind up, in your opinion?
I have no idea.
I'm the same way, man.
No clue.
I see Florida.
Yeah, I could fake it. and sound pretty confident, but I'm pretty confident. I'm not confident.
I think that's an eloquent answer. Were you surprised? Like, it's not till beginning/mid-June that they have to withdraw their names from the process. And I know coaches got to figure out their roster in college. Maybe that played a role. Were you surprised at this news yesterday and maybe how early it was?
No, I think he probably got an indication of where he was probably going to go, and maybe the money that he's being told that's out there for college is enough to get him back and try to get his stock ready to go early in the first round instead of maybe a second round pick or something like that. I could see that. I mean, if you could make a good chunk of change and improve your game and improve your stock, and hopefully come back next year and go in the first round, the upper parts of the first round, I'd probably do that too.
Talking with Richard Davenport here, brought to you by House of Webster on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Richard writes, of course, for Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Richard, I was football-wise, it sounds like that Arkansas is going to have a new scholarship open up with the release of Jace Brown, who I'm expecting was just part of a package deal with Madni Amaliava, who, of course, knows at UCLA now. Your colleague Christina Long was to report on this. Is that kind of the expectation that he's going to head back out west and Arkansas might be able to fill another spot?
Yeah, I would assume he's going to go to UCLA. I mean, obviously that's where he and Madden were committed to before they flipped, and so he never made it to campus other than an official visit. So I would imagine that's where he's going to be going, and with his good friend Madden. So
football wise, I know the Razorback Roadshow is kind of. It's there's a bunch of different coaches, including Cal, who we'll talk about coming up in just a sec. Sam Pittman's been to, I think Z said he's going to do 4 of these, if I remember that right. Tommy asked a good question yesterday. You're a guy that's covered this team a while. You've seen plenty of off seasons. If you're Arkansas football, what are you centering hope around? What are you centering, talking to fans about? Hey, this is why we could have a successful season in 2025. RD, what's your opinion on that?
Well, I've said it so many times. Last year they could have won 8 or 9 games, but their turnover situation kept biting them in the butt and ended up costing them a few games. And you obviously the schedule was very tough last year, very tough this year. But you feel like that you've improved in certain areas. And you also feel like Taylor Green, and you guys made an excellent point earlier. I mean, it just drove me crazy how he carried the ball at times like a loaf of bread, and several times he lost fumbles because of that. He's got to protect the ball better, and if he does, they have a chance to have a good season. And can you imagine the optimism, what it would be like if they would have won 8 or 9 games coming into this year? I get it. They won 6 regular season. They won the bowl game. They had 7. But if they would have won, say, 8 regular season games and then won a 9th game in the bowl game, optimism would have been obviously much higher. So it's a fine line. We saw that in basketball too this year. So many games that could have gone either way, and Arkansas was able to win a good share of those, and they lost a few of those. And the thing is, with football, it's probably even in a finer line because you're only playing, 12 regular season games, and it's you don't get a do-over like maybe you can in basketball with postseason tournament and NCAA tournament. But it's just a fine line of winning, and Arkansas just didn't do enough things, especially protecting the ball, to be able to do that. And again, the optimism would be a different level if they would have won a couple extra games.
What's going on with J.J. Andrews? Missouri, LSU, announcement tomorrow. I don't know why I just think he's going to Arkansas. Is that, any indication on if Arkansas is in good standing later on tomorrow? Is it 4 o'clock, RD?
Yeah, I think it's 4:30, but it's 4 or 4:30. I'd be surprised if he doesn't end up at Arkansas. But at the same time, in today's recruiting climate, you just never know. But I guess we'll see. It just makes sense that he would go to Arkansas, but at the same time, there may be some likes and dislikes of the program that may lead him to go elsewhere. I don't know that for sure. I think they're being pretty good about being tight-lipped about it and creating some buzz about the announcement. So we'll see tomorrow. But I really would be pretty surprised if he doesn't end up at Arkansas.
I'm going to play this clip because I don't know if you've heard it. I want to give you some context around it. Cal was asked yesterday at the roadshow in Memphis about the possibility of playing the Tigers in a game, exhibition game. Here's what Coach said, RD.
We talked about an exhibition game, and I think that would be something with St. Jude's involved. If they could bring back my players and do something that celebrated that group, I'd have a great interest in that. And I think Penny's doing a great job having all free agents at the end of every year. And the leagues that are above you are coming down to grab your guys. And it doesn't mean your program's below them, but they're in a bigger league that has more resources and just makes it hard. And that's why I said he's done a great job.
I can't remember the kid they just lost to the portal who was apparently just going to, he's top 5 kid that they lost to the portal. I'm blanking on his name, but to the original question just about Arkansas and Memphis, RD, Arkansas has recruited Memphis in basketball in great over the years. Is that something you're in favor of happening, an exhibition or a regular season game?
I think it created, it's a good regional buzz. In Memphis had a pretty good season last year. I think that it would create some good interest, and I think it's a natural rivalry with Arkansas fans and Memphis fans, especially basketball wise. So, yeah, I think that would be something that both fan bases would enjoy.
RD, but before we let you go, it's National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Now, when you have a buttermilk biscuit, you need some great jellies, jams. I mean, you need something on it. And houseofwebster.com, House of Webster and Rogers at 113 North 2nd Street. That's the place to go, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Man, butter, the biscuit and some jam. That's it doesn't get, especially hot and fresh buttermilk biscuit. That would be awesome, along with some cherry preserves or blueberry. That's about as good as it gets, really.
So I text my dad which ones to get my bonus mom for Mother's Day. I got her blackberry preserve, blueberry preserve, and apple butter. And apparently she had tried all of them by Sunday afternoon and loved them all. So if you're looking something to get something for graduation for the kids, or you just need something for this summer, houseofwebster.com brings you Richard Davenport also every single Wednesday at around 10 o'clock. RD, good stuff, man. We'll chat next week as we get ready for the SEC tournament in Hoover, Alabama at the Hoover Met.
We'll see you, buddy. Thanks so much.
You got it. It's our buddy Richard Davenport this morning. The Memphis Arkansas dynamic. I was curious because when I saw the road show come out, and I was wondering, it's like Cal's got to go there, right? But it is. I remember, I think it was Gary Parrish who we had on the show, who does a daily radio show in Memphis, CBSSports.com, college basketball, and it's either him or his partner Norlander was like, how many places do you want to go where they hate you? Because Cal was already going to Kentucky this past season, and I don't know if that game would be in Memphis. I don't know if it would be in Bud Walton Arena. Of course, we're partial and hope it would be in Bud Walton because that would be a fun atmosphere, just like the Kansas game was. But Colton, I'm curious to see if anything comes out of it. That was one of the main themes I took away from the Razorback Roadshow in Cal yesterday.
I think that their intentions to play that game are really, really good. Obviously, to do it for charity, to bring back players from Memphis, to have them honored.
St. Jude, yep.
Yeah, it would be a really great thing. And I think it also, the irony of the reason that you stop playing Memphis being Coach Cal and the reason that you start playing them again also being Coach Cal would be kind of funny and good to see. And it's also going to be good basketball. You know that Memphis has a good team, and I think it was PJ Haggerty that you were talking about.
Thank you.
That was in the portal for Memphis. But look, they're going to get good guys. Coach Hardaway always does a really good job at making Memphis a really competitive basketball school. There's obviously that natural rivalry that RD talked about, and I think it's high time that you bring it back. It'll look really nice. Have them wear some throwback uniforms. They'll play on the Slobber Hog court once. We'll go play Memphis down there. I think it'd be really fun.
Hopefully, it ends up happening when it comes to Arkansas and Memphis. And staying on the subject of basketball, we have some NBA updates for you here this morning on What's Your Beef Wednesday. So, Jason Tatum underwent a successful surgery on his Achilles tear. Well, we thought it was unfortunate that he's going to be out, of course, the rest of the playoffs and probably next season, too. We'll have to Wait and see how he comes back. Indiana advances. They win over the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-105 as they are in the Eastern Conference Finals, probably taking on Colton's New York Knicks. In addition to the Pacers winning last night, the Thunder did as well.
SGA on the feed. Dort the three. Money. The paint has caused all kind of problems. Lou Dort. Williams swing to Williams. This is the bigger Jalen on a kick. Lou Dort.
You know, our Jalen Williams, who you just heard, why am I blanking on? Ian Eagle just referred to last night, had a big game. Didn't blow you away with the box score, but Jalen has had a pivotal role in these wins against Denver and Leyland. They're one game away from the Western Conference Finals and taking on most likely Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are one game away from defeating the Steph Curry-less Golden State Warriors. So cool to see, again, Isaiah and Jalen, two Arkansas guys, two Fort Smith Grizzlies, make it as far as they had, and hopefully they keep rolling. And again, your Knicks, one game away, Colton, and it just got a whole lot easier with Tatum beating out the rest of the
Well, I am going to say I do wish a good recovery for Jason Tatum because he's had just a prolific career to this point, and obviously as a Knicks fan, I hate that guy because he's so good. But I never wish any ill will on a player and wish him a speedy recovery. But I still think this is going to kind of, I don't know if this will be quite as easy. Look, Derek White had a fantastic game the other night. They had a really tough time containing some of their shooters outside of Jason Tatum. So I think that maybe Celtics might grab another one. I think it could end up being Knicks in 6 for no other reason other than it's just fun to say that. But I think that really Knicks in 6. But I think that I'm really hoping for a New York and Oklahoma City finals. I think that'd just be fun for me and you, and also just because I know that New York's not going to win the finals. I know they're not going to win. They don't have enough depth. They don't really quite have, I don't think, what it takes to win the finals. And if they do get up and match up with the Thunder, I'm obviously going to root for them because of the Arkansas connection.
Let's see. Ryan in Prairie Grove said, living close to Memphis, a lot of Memphis, I'm guessing he doesn't live in Prairie Grove anymore. A lot of Memphis radio stations around here hate Cal. I did KY, but they do. I hope Cal keeps coming to Thunder games because I feel like every time he goes to a Thunder game, Kaysen and the guys keep on winning. By the way, you've heard the term the Cardinal way when it comes to the St. Louis Cardinals. I think all of you baseball fans have heard that once or twice before. There's a certain aura, certain way Cardinal fans act that they feel like that they're better than a lot of fans. I will give Thunder fans credit, like the uniformity of it, wearing the shirts at the games last night.
Looked awesome.
It's just it's really cool. I'm gonna be honest. I went to bed before 8:30 before the game even started. I was pretty tired yesterday. But it's an awesome fan base. They celebrate every time the team comes home. It's pretty cool.
Small town feel, not a bunch of rich people in the front row that are too worried about getting, their whatever they're wearing wrinkled. They put the shirt on, man. It's good.
Exactly. By the way, the Mavs are not trading the number 1 pick according to multiple reports from ESPN.
Well, why
so
would
Cooper
they?
Flagg is going to Dallas. Well, there was at least a possibility you get Giannis or package or whatever.
Oh, no. Nico Harrison sold his soul to the bald devil, Adam Silver, went down to Dallas, and he, looking for his soul to steal when he found Nico Harrison, and he said, ship Luke out, we'll give you Cooper Flagg. And Nico said, fine. That's exactly what happened.
JT in Laurel, Mississippi says Boston will rally behind not having Tatum and win 3 in a row. Sorry, Colton. Oh, man.
You know what? If that happens, I'll look for other employment at this point.
Is that it?
No. Well, I'll honor that, but I think they'll close them out.
All right, we got our SEC update coming up. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at APAC and Standard Materials Group, #1 source for top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready mixed concrete. You could be working on a small residential project or a large scale commercial job. Regardless, they've got you covered. No job is too big or too small, and they give you expert advice. Just give them a call. 479-587-3300 for rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs, thanks to APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300. Where's Arkansas in the pecking order of D1 Baseball's national seeds? We'll tell you next.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It does my heart good when Texas football, Texas basketball, and Texas baseball suck.
This is the Morning Rush.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials.
We do have awesome lunch specials Monday through Friday. We've got any small pizza for $7.99. You can also order a salad with it. Great In-N-Out special for a quick lunch.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Is that where Boogie Flan's going to end up? The defending national champions in Gainesville, Florida. So for those that haven't heard, Boogie is withdrawing from the NBA draft and not doing anything left in the combine, like Miller told ESPN, formerly of the Florida Gators, which I think people are just putting two and two together. Don't know if there's any truth to that at all. Maybe it's rampant wild speculation on our part. Best player, top 5 player, I should say, in the transfer portal, according to 24/7 Sports. We heard from Zier. I mean, it sounds like that there's still a possibility that he could come back to Arkansas. You got a loaded backcourt with Acuff, Thomas, and also DJ Wagner. I'm curious if he ends up a Gator or if he stays within the confines of the SEC here in Fayetteville, Colton.
There's just not a negative bone in Z's body that would get him to admit that he doesn't think Boogie's coming back either. And I love Coach Z, and you know, Boogie may. And if that's the case, that means someone's probably going to get forced out, and or at least if not out of town, out of minutes for sure. And between DJ, Malik, Darius Acuff, and we can't forget the kid that lives down the road in Springdale, Isaiah Seeley, who I'm really high on, I don't think that there's enough room for that many of the same type of player for the most part on the roster at this point. Because realistically, you're likely to get both Carter Knox and Adu Thero back. If Adu doesn't go where he's expected to in the draft and he's back in college, it's going to be at Arkansas because he didn't enter the portal, and that's a big point. And to be honest with you, if I had to choose between having Boogie back or Adu Thero, I would choose Adu Thero.
I think a lot of people feel that same way on the last point when it comes to Adu or Boogie, rightly or wrongly. That's how I feel.
And Florida would be getting a fantastic player, and it'd be a huge up for them. They'd be basically just, slide here and replace with Walter Clayton Jr.
It'd be a fun game. Curious when Arkansas's basketball schedule comes out, if the Gators are on there, and again, what the timeline looks like for Boogie choosing either the same school here in Fayetteville or the next school. 6 SEC teams have wound up on D1's baseball's national list that was released yesterday. Texas is at 1, LSU's 2, Arkansas is at 3, Vanderbilt's at 5, Georgia's at 6, Auburn's at 7. So 6 of the top 8 national seeds, according to D1 baseball, hail from the Southeastern Conference. Don't know if it's going to play out like that here when the selection show happens. Well, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. But pretty crazy if the SEC got 6 of 8, 75% of the national seeds heading into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still a chance that with these last, with this last series, and if you don't, perform well in Hoover, that you could somehow find yourself near the bottom half of that top 8. I'd have a hard time imagining that you would slide totally out just because of your whole body of work throughout the season. But look, to be honest, you still have dropped 4 or 3 or 4 of the last. You haven't won as many
4 or
series.
5,
Yeah,
yep.
4 or 5. That's right, of the last 5 SEC series. So you're on more of a skid than you'd like to imagine. Look, the good thing that we all take comfort in is that you're not got blown out in hardly any of those games. Had one, rough Saturday against LSU here. But other than that, you've been competitive in all of those games. And so you feel like you have a good chance to, once you get to Omaha, that the talent that's been on display from February to April and, May now will be ready to go once it hits June. And I really think that this SEC has just been tough all year. And some of these teams that we've seen towards the top, hopefully the LSUs and the Texases can find their demise quicker rather than the Razorbacks.
All right, last thing here in your Hog Update. Is there anyone that has a better life right now than Paul Skeens? Paul just recently named to Team USA for the World Baseball Classic, and his significant other, Livy Dunn, has been named the first ever SI swimsuit cover model.
What's my favorite thing about you?
Your favorite thing about me is my personality.
That is one of my all-time favorite clips from GQ. I never thought I would say that GQ has one of my all-time favorite clips, but it does. All right, that is your SEC update this morning on a beautiful What's Your Beef Wednesday. SEC update this morning brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. 25 locations across our state. Help you with the financing options. Go to myaglender.com. Maybe you're buying a new house or you're wanting to spruce up your existing home. You can do so with our friends at Farm Credit. myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or stop by one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today. Ryan in Prairie Grove says no one has it better.
It's a cute interview.
If you,
I had to watch the whole thing this morning trying to find that clip. It was a good interview.
You should just typed it on Twitter. That's the quick excerpt. If when in doubt, find the clip on Twitter.
I had time. It was cute.
Did
They love each other, man. It's really sweet.
It's classic. Listen, I always have this debate. I've got friends that played baseball, friends that play golf. It's like, who has had a better track record over mankind and time at successfully landing and recruiting beautiful women to be their wives, girlfriends, whatever? And that's a real debate. Is it baseball players or golfers? And you go to golf events and you go to baseball games, compare. It's hard. Brian again adds, no one has it better. If you have it better, you can text us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963 here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Colton, you got any more beefs this morning? I typically write down 2 or 3. I'll get another one.
Yeah, Ty,
coming up.
Me and you, we while we're closer than age than you may be to Tommy, we've talked about this before. Our Instagram and our social media feeds, they probably couldn't be further apart from each other. Mine right now has just been filled with baby stuff. Having a baby in August, so I like one thing, one thing back in February, and now there's 50 things. One thing back in March, now there's 100 different things, and that's fine. I'm learning new things. I'm getting more information, but it kind of feels like parenting and all this, like getting ready for a baby, is now just kind of just like baseball. It's all just inundated with numbers and statistics and extras and this and that. Yes. And look, this is where I need a little bit of help from the people here on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and just people that know, people that have reared children and raised kids. Do I really need to get into be reading all these books and get into the playbooks and all this stuff? Do I need to be that prepared, or do I just need to make sure that I follow and listen to what my wife wants and take the initiative where I need to take the initiative? There's just so much information. It's information overload. And look, I'm really just trying to make sure that the kid doesn't die. That's all I want, is that I can take care of him. So just a little worried about that, because there's a lot of information, and I'm beefing with the fact that I liked one thing one time, and now that's my entire feed. I have to scroll and scroll and scroll to get my Razorback stuff.
Now, you can reset your algorithm if you need help doing that. I can show you after the show. It is, let's see, it's Mark Zuckerberg's. I'm not saying I haven't had to do that before. It's Zuckerberg's birthday, I think. How old is he? 84. What does that make him? I'm 94.
He's 41.
So, yeah.
Or 40, yeah, be 41.
Yeah,
today.
41 years old. Is that your favorite app? Facebook? Or is it Instagram? I guess it's Meta. So
I use it for different things. Facebook is how I keep up with everybody from good old Gentry, Arkansas, because that's basically who's on there, the foundation of when I started and had my first social media page, which was at Facebook. But now if you looked at my screen time on my phone, first of all, you'd be upset with me and disappointed. And then secondly, it would say that Twitter is the #1 app that I use, or excuse me, X. So that's my favorite. But shout out to Zuck. He just wanted to rate hot girls at Harvard, and now he's a billionaire. Good for him. It's every man's dream.
Oh,
that's what happened. They said it in the movie.
I just got an important text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. So I heard this on, I guess it was, Good Morning America. You got Joe Buck and Troy Aikman this week being asked about their Super Bowl champs.
And blessed. We got 10 seconds left. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I'm going to say Buffalo finally wins it.
Oh!
Cowboys. Come on, Stray.
Come on, Troy.
I love Michael Strahan. I think he's fantastic. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, part of Monday Night Football on ESPN. Big C just sending me this. I had not seen it. Came out about 3 hours ago. The Dallas Cowboys hosting the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day, 3:30. CBS and Paramount Plus. Thank goodness it's not on Netflix, because I don't have Netflix. CBS and Paramount Plus will be where you can watch the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. That's awesome.
Yeah, take on Duke and Arkansas up in Chicago, and then Dallas and Kansas City. That's a pretty good day for a local sports fan.
What time is the Arkansas and Duke game again?
I have to remember.
I think it's probably after, isn't it?
I would think it might be after that.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully that would be that'd be great.
That'd
back
be
to back.
That's a great listen. You eat by 3 o'clock. Football's already going to be on, of course. I don't know who's going to be it'll be the Lions. Who's the other team that plays on Thanksgiving Day besides the Cowboys? Lions, Cowboys, and who?
Packers play a lot on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I might have to need some help on that. But that'll be a good day for football and basketball with Arkansas playing Duke, as you mentioned.
Yeah, you eat by noon. You take that tryptophan, that turkey nap right around. You wake up around 2:30. Maybe you get yourself a helping or so more of some leftovers real quick, and then you just park yourself on the couch for 6 hours of great sports.
Well, we're a long way out for Thanksgiving, but I know some of you like to plan early. Well, you can do so with Richard's Country Meat Market. I know a lot of you planned and had it for Mother's Day, graduation. Still got some high school graduations here across our state. Whatever you're doing, parties, just small get-togethers, Richards has you covered. Not just their awesome starters, like their creamy artichoke dip, guacamole, house-made salsa, but the meats. Come on, we got to talk about the meats when we talk about Richards. Fresh kebabs, sausages, mouth-watering burgers, all at Richards Country Meat Market. Thankfully, I have a grill that actually works thanks to my buddy Mitchell. They got it fixed, so I can take advantage of the awesome selection at Richards because I'm not going to throw something from Richards in the air fryer. No, sirree. Located just one block east of College and Rolling Hills Drive at 3042 North Market Avenue and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. That's richardscountrymeatmarket.com. So Tommy's golfing right now. It's, I guess, a little beef of mine that we're not out there with them at Prairie Dunes and Hutchinson, Kansas. He brought up the PGA Championship, which, of course, I live life on Oblivious Island, and I didn't know it was this weekend. Apparently, Hunter Mahan, who's a former golfer, had this to say about Quail Hollow. Well, I guess I would say Quail Hollow is like a Kardashian. It's very modern, beautiful, and well-kept, but it lacks soul or character. Unfortunately, there's no audio of that, I don't think, because it was an article written in The Athletic, which drives me nuts sometimes. And I'm just like, when there's that good of a quote, just release the audio, please, for radio's sakes, please release the audio. But that is the best I can give you this morning. So I know some of you will be locked in all weekend. I'll watch it if it comes down to the wire and skin. It'll be on and stuff. But I think Tommy's got his itinerary and his setup for this weekend when it comes to the PGA Championship. And I think some of you will have that too. But a great quote when it comes to this weekend. Well, hey, speaking of places that are beautiful, well-kept, Gaston's White River Resort. And it's awesome. It actually has a soul. Clint Gaston has a soul. The rest of his family. It's been a family tradition for years at Gaston's. Go to gastons.com, 870-431-5202. You wanted something to do this summer, this fall, this winter, well, White River's there for you at Gaston's White River Resort. If I can catch 23 fish over the course of 2 days, think of how many you could catch. If that's not the best pitch, I don't know what is. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time. Every time.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richards Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
Ewers to throw, short, trouble, dump. Todd sacked him. Landon Jackson was there to put him on the ground.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision, showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith, or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at precisiondoornwa.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
I'm not going to say that we've changed the game with the Hit That Line Now app, as you just heard, powered by Taco Bell, but it has made my life so much easier when it comes to traveling and listening to whether it's Chuck and Bo, The Morning Rush, Halftime, Bruskin and Zach. I'll listen to our show even when I'm on vacation. It's just out of habit. So if you haven't downloaded it, it's easy. It's got a big old play button in the middle. Like, even I know how to work it, and that's saying something. iTunes, Google Play, it's in both spots, and it has all our content. Again, the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
Some voicemails, too.
Yeah, you can do all of that. Hey, before we get to some DVH updates, Colton's got those for you in just one sec. I want to tell you about our friends at Pradco Fishing. I know Bruce Stanton's excited about this weekend, the Tennessee Series. He's got his son's graduation this weekend, big slate. So congratulations to the final stand going through the Hendricks football program, and I know that they're going to miss their kicker there. So when it comes to lures and the best ones, you're going to find them at lurenet.com. Pradco's got them all. They're made right here in Arkansas. Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more. Free shipping on all U.S. orders over $35. So it could be a graduation like Slate this weekend. Maybe a kid graduated and you forgot to get him something. It's okay. This is the way to redeem yourself. Lurenet.com for all of the great lures from Pradco made right here in Arkansas. Tyler and Winslow saying it's great for him. They Hit That Line Now app because occasionally between Winslow and West Fork, he can't get the station, so he uses the app. It is World FM Day. How do you listen to us? I'm always curious because we've got all these different ways now. I think I counted up. There's like 20 different ways. We've got 4 ESPN Arkansas radio stations. You got 104.3 Harrison Mountain Home, 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 Fort Smith River Valley, and then 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas. We've got our Hit That Line Now app. We've got YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. We've got our podcast network that has like 10 different platforms. There's like a back doorway to listen to us on the ESPN Radio app. Just do the Hit That Line Now app. It's easier. I think I've consumed our show in every single way possible, Colton, and that's the good thing about it. And I got like Tommy was the big architect of obviously the radio stations and everything else, but I feel like we've done a good job of making sure that you guys can listen to us. Not me, of course, but listen to us in any way, shape imaginable.
Yeah, it's good to have that. I love the fact that we can do it because I use it all the time. Just the app whenever I'm out of town and can't get the radio station within our signal, which is rare, but whenever I do, I use that just to keep in, just like you do, like what's going on, and always good to have that. And I think people don't use the voicemail enough. It's good, man.
I want some more voicemails.
Yeah, we want more voicemails. I mean,
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Ryan wants us to start at the station in Jonesboro. Listen, as a Little Rock guy, I'd love for us to have an affiliate in Little Rock and Jonesboro. I've got some friends out there. I know Miss Lisa would love for us to have something out there too. Maybe that's a beef this morning as well. I saw, so we talked about Boogie Fland a little bit. Actually, before we do that, give us some DVH updates.
Yes, so he's in a press conference right now giving a little update about the Tennessee series this weekend. It's obviously a big one heading into the postseason. Big name, big school coming into town and changing some things up in the pitching rotation, Ty. Dave Van Horn said the pitching rotation for this weekend against Tennessee will be Zach Root in Game 1, TBA in Game 2, and Gage Wood in Game 3. So kind of makes you wonder who's going to fill in that on Friday.
Yeah, is it Gackle? Is it Beidelshees? Or is it someone else we're not thinking for that Game 2 role? So keep an eye on that. I don't know if, usually after wins or losses, Dave Van Horn in the postgame will be like, yeah, we're down to like two guys. I love this joke, a lefty or a righty, which always, I laugh every time. Every single time he says that, I get a kick out of that. But yeah, we'll keep you updated. I know there'll be some cuts for you on halftime to get a chance to listen to Dave Van Horn. I know Phil and Matt will get into a little more of that this morning here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Again, brought to you by our friends at Richard's Country Meat Market. Graduations, parties, whatever you've got this summer, Richard's is the place to go. They've got everything that you want. Steaks, salsas, kebabs, sides. Like, don't just be the guy that brings the meats. Bring the whole 9 yards. And you can do that at Richard's. One stop, one place. They've got it all. Rolling Hills Drive, 3042 North Market Avenue, and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. So as we close out the show this morning, did you see the measurables that came out for Adu, Carter, and Boogie?
Yeah.
Adu's 6'8", 220, Carter 6'6", 220, and Boogie's 6'2", 175. What do you think would be the measurables if we started taking them for our listeners across? Like, I hate that I'm not 6 feet. I'm 5'11" and like a half, and I always put 6 feet on the driver's license.
You're not giving yourself 6 foot?
No, because...
Well, I mean, I got a little bit on you, so I guess I can give myself 6 foot.
Are you 6 feet?
Because I wasn't going to give myself 6 feet. If I take my shoes off, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't know.
It's like...
Measurables?
It's so funny.
155, soaking wet, brother.
When you meet listeners, Colton, and I don't know if you've got a chance. So I've got a chance to meet JT in Hot Springs, B in Clarksville, Ryan in Hot Springs, Robert from Fort Smith, Sterling in Center Ridge, Eddie, Pig Suey. I mean, people probably tell you, it's like, well, you don't look like you sound. I've gotten that so many times, and I'm like trying to figure out, is that a compliment? And then like when I see a listener for the first time, they introduce themselves to me. It's like, hey, I'm so-and-so from this city. It's like, you never correctly visualize.
That's right.
Someone. And I like Boogie, for example. I thought Boogie was like 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah. And he's 6'2", because you're just not like, when you see basketball players on the court,
I felt the same way about Ruskin and Zach. They're both like 6'5".
No, don't give Zach. Zach is like 6'1". Don't give him that. JT,
Zach's got a couple of 2 or 3 inches on me. I mean, they're both taller than they may sound.
Tyler Winslow says that he's 6'2", only 175. Jeez, that's skinny.
Yeah.
JT in Hot Springs and B in Clarksville both measure at 6'3". I can verify that on both accounts. Both tall dudes. I wish I had y'all's height, guys. Hey, as we close out the show, need something sweet. skip. You can go straight to the custard right now. Go to Andy's Frozen Custard. They've got locations across our state, including in Fort Smith, Conway, and in North Little Rock. Stop by and get either a Mix and Max, Pick 6, or take home your favorite treat from Andy's Frozen Custard. Walk up or in the drive-thru. They're ready to serve you. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, ready to serve you 3 hours of sports radio coming up on Halftime.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckload